So I don't see what the situation is based on what they see. So why is people accepting the fact of what you see going on in Africa for all these years? As long as it's black people, it's okay, huh? But you know what I'm saying? But it's all over the world now. And they've been doing it probably all over the world long before we were born. This is just a what you call a grooving of the same thing, just changed or watered down or hidden in certain ways throughout time, and we adjust this way and we adjust that way so you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Because this war and invasion of this group of people criminally renaming the area Israel, you know what I'm saying, was doing this according to the historical vow for 75 years. A lot of people wasn't alive out of their mother's stomach and father 75 years ago. So if they were allowed to do the Gazan people and many other people in Africa we've been seeing going on for more than that, the same nonsense, and then show it on TV and social media, but you ain't censoring that, is they? But when I was up there doing my talking in the beginning, you were censoring everything, talking about I violate the World Health Organization, I violate the National Health Institute, and all kinds of bull, capital garbage, piece of lying ass, piece of fucking garbage shit. But when it comes to the murdering and the slaughtering of lives and people's bodies being bust apart and the blood gushing everywhere and they just laughing as the blood splashes, you know what I'm saying? You put that on social media with Mark Zuckerberg and them. But you don't censor that, do we? But you don't censor that. But when I was talking about COVID and I was talking about this and I was talking and bringing my facts on that and this and that, you were censoring, taking down my videos, banning me for 90 days and this and that. Now we come to the Gaza Strip and the murdering and the killing and the slaughtering to where people eating each other just to survive. The gall of Netanyahu and the Biden and his wicked, beastly fucking lung nut fucking idiots, alien ass, needs to be driven out because you're not censoring what they are doing to the people. It's on social media for everybody to see, as we see. But during the election, you were censoring everybody's shit. You say one word with that V in it, and your shit was banned. Oh, you just violated the World Health Organization and you violated the YouTube community. Well, tell me, who the fuck is violating the YouTube community when the Gazan people are dying by the millions and the hundreds and the thousands right now? Many Africans have been killed and slaughtered by these people and even possibly their own, in bed with them motherfuckers. Rather than rebuild, become kings and queens and strong in the form of true reality, not just king and queen and the fantasy bullshit. We're talking about the reality of the strength and the power that you were elected by the force of the fist of the people who raised the fist and put you there as you're supposed to do it, and then you come with tyranny, murder, killing, and violence, blood guts, and chaotic at its highest level. But you don't censor it. But when we speak to protect the people, and people speak to protect people no matter where they are either assassinated, jailed, murdered, or killed, such as we see what's going on in the Gaza Strip against babies, young teenagers, children, grandmother, and everything the same they did to the African people. You see, you allowed it to happen to the African people, and now when it happens to anybody, you don't view it anyway because your mind has been taught to think that those people deserve what they get. So it's our right to slaughter them. Isn't it so in your brains? Hmm? You are infected and you need at least 15 million thousand cc's of true reality of humanity itself. There is no other way to free your mind. You must break the chains that abounds your brains. You must stand firm and shake off the bullshit games, even if you have just started to learn. We have no time to waste because while you did all that censoring during COVID, all that, we know it was an attack on the human population. But when you show the atrocities and the killing and the murder of people, you don't mind not censoring that. Oh, people, is there something wrong here? I said. So, why is it the people's minds see it this way? To where the people of the world as a whole are not truly all stepping up and speaking out. Because while you need that reality of human life and the reality of it, you must also let go of the chaotic mind frame of these people. Many people, I'm not just talking about the general public, I'm talking about many that rise to stardom, starism, acting, Hollywood, all that. You get involved too much to where they approach you and you go for it because you say you at the top of your game. Then you come back to the neighborhood and you rap about it as if we're supposed to see it as some justification and some gloryfulness that you have done. But I don't see you speaking out during COVID when we was trying to save lives. I don't see you speaking out about anything really the government have to do other than telling us the garbage they're going to do to us. So that tells me that you're involved. So when it comes to even the very reality of life, we must now wake up. Because like I said, you were desensitized because you were able to murder and kill black people and laugh. As we be the focus of their nonsense. But when it comes to the rest of the world and the people itself, that's what's going on too. It doesn't matter how far back we go. Every time a tyrannical motherfucker get up in there, or some form of leadership power, they do the same shit. So Creep Joe Biden and them created that situation so they could have a strategical position in the region. They go around to all countries. That's how they got 31 countries in the criminal organization you call NATO. Because they all had been affiliated prior anyway of allowing influence via elected officials, and you elect with your hand saying you have a vote, and have these tyrannical motherfuckers still in there up to now. Where is the young people that should be stepping up, that should not be involved with them, but probably get up in there and do it anyway, and sucking blood and carrying on, and talking about some Baphomet? You censored everybody, but you ain't censoring what's going on in the Gaza Strip and how they're murdering and smiling and grinning while they're killing and slaughtering and everything under the sun. You bloodthirsty, sucking fucking murderers. And how dare them Biden jump, creepy ass pedophilia Biden jumps to support them? to support this behavior. And the American people and the people of the world, not all, but a vast majority, is not writing letters, sending it in, voicing their opinion. I'm not asking anybody to go out there and risk your life, but you can write an opinion piece. You can send letters to your senators, your elected officials, and let them know this simply this. If you don't do something to stop the tyrannical nonsense on our earth and planet, that we will abandon you altogether. You will be removed, and you're going to never be, you'll never win another election in our world. And that goes for all of them. Let's see how strong the people of the world power really is. Have they put it to the test? We're not talking about them chaotic mind, twisted brains, group of fucking people. They might be a lawyer, a doctor, Indian chief or some. We're not just talking about their movement. We're talking about the general people who make up 95%. Because you can't tell me a whole country of people is under the same decree of these beasts. There have to be some sensible people somewhere. You see? That's why Bill Gates probably put those statues in front of 6 state buildings in the South. Because this is where they come in and say that they're going to do their Holy Luciferian revelation plan. You see? Because they wrote the book. Man is speaking for God. So they wrote the book. But there is no way for their book to come to reality unless they make it that way. Unless the people follow it that way. To the point where you're allowed it. I don't see, where's the churches? All the churches talking about Jesus Christ, mercy, and all the different shit you teach these people in church while you fleece their pockets for every dime you can get. I don't see the church speaking up. They absolutely seem to be very quiet on this, isn't it? But they're talking about Israel is the chosen people of the 12 tribes, no, the 144,000 people that God spoke about. Man is speaking for God, so how God can choose them and no one else is the question. You wrote a book in order to create a race of people that you knew full well that you were going to put and invade Egypt and try to legitimize it altogether. I wonder what book the Ottoman Turks wrote in order to justify what they're doing, and the Arabs and many others. But that's what you did. You're not fooling anyone. So now you want to bring your revelation to light. This is why you said to the guy in India, remove him because we won't be able to go forward. You see, tell him to remove the guy in India and probably put some other knucklehead that working for them and told them we're going to have to remove him or we're not going to be able to move forward. I think it was India, Pakistan or whatever. I think it's Pakistan, that they ain't going to be able to move forward. What do you mean by that? You see? It's the questions people are not asking. What do you mean you're going to be able to move forward with what? Wait a minute. Pakistan have so many criminals in it that y'all can't get together and run your own country? Without tyranny, killing and murdering, and causing killing and murdering to happen by many different political nonsense? But you come over here looking at a black man like you do over there that you had in your head for probably hundreds of years and whoring the black women and doing all kind of nonsense that you completely lost your fucking brains. I don't care how criminal you are and living, straighten your ass up and get to business. You shouldn't have any involvement with the Creep Joe Biden administration or anybody Creep Joe even before he was a president, probably up in government. All these people do is sit up and then marinate and do garbage and then find ways to justify it. Now, when we look at the Gaza Strip, let's break it down in itself. When did the attack take place in the Gaza Strip? It was on a date that is number 6. When the January attack happened in the Capitol bullshit that the demon Democrats put up, it happened when? On the 6th. Okay? So we see all the 6s, they keep playing with. And there's another one, but I forgot what it is. You see? So when we look at that, it's the same thing we see with the January 6th nonsense, the Gaza Strip. That needs to be checked, and that's not in the category of that. That's a reality that we must stand up to right here, right now. But I'm just saying, in itself. Okay? Why are they doing the 666 thing? You know what I'm saying? Every time you turn around, everything's the 6. You see? Now, when we look at even in the number itself, let's remove educationally the number from itself and break it down in the form of 3. So the form would be 3, 6, 9. Now when we look at, this nonsense, they have to create an attack, basically. This is how they fool your brains off in itself. And then people come up with all kinds of theories and they throw their 2 cents in. And many people start saying it's a conspiracy theory because you have people that maybe infiltrate the theorist community and throwing lies and bullshit. And then they all say it's a conspiracy theory. But certain things are not. So in order to fool your brain off into approving something, they have to lie to you. Now people say, well, but that's not true because they told us the truth. And this is what they said. You don't know what you're talking about. You one of them conspiracy theorists, ain't you? No, I'm a man that look at logic, but at the same time, because it's logical. You know what I'm saying? You have to create an attack in order to justify your attack. It's the same as you have 2 gangs, and both live on the east. One live on the east side, one live on the west side, but very close to each other. And they've been beefing for years. And then one of the violations are if you cross out the name of the group, just the name on the wall, then the other group gonna get attacked for doing so. So what many sabotagers do is they'll go over on this side, cross it out, and say fuck them, say one out the other group, and then go on the other side and do the reverse same thing. So now they have beef for the next 20 years, shooting, killing each other over a name on the wall, or maybe a flag or something, I don't know. But it's the same thing they do when you look at the January 6th riot. They had to create an attack in order to get the laws of insurrection on the table. So we knew even prior, even I knew, and that's why I kept trying to do something about it, but even I knew that was imminent. because that would have been their strongest case. And for the Supreme Court to be involved in this and not shut it down altogether based on using Section 14, I think it's the 40 or 30, Section 3 of the Constitution to justify insurrection and a disqualification of Donald J. Trump. So you have to create an attack. And you had to have a couple deaths in order to justify it along the way. But what gave that away is where was Black Lives Matter and the different groups that were out there rioting and raiding people's towns on the outer skirt. And then when it came to the White House, you organized a group of people that were going to infiltrate into the whole situation and push it a little more and a little more to where they could film it and everything and make it look like they were fully being attacked. You see. And therefore, now they have the justification to say that Trump caused an insurrection, but none of it hold evidence under the investigation of the facts. Even though you showed me what you said was the truth. Truth don't have no facts until the facts are proven in the facts of itself. And that's groundbreaking concrete busting. So now let's get off of that. And we skip over to Ukraine. Ukraine is a small country within a big territory that is the old, or what they call the old Russia, before the old Russia fell and everybody broke off into separate little states within the same territory, same people. They had to create a Zelensky and put him in there so he can create a situation and would be the president and have the most mouth say to make the people do this and do that and go along with the government officials and be walking up in the White House with creepy ass Biden shit. You know what I'm saying? Looking creepy as a motherfucker, both of them. And sit up in there and say that there is a reason why we're right and you're wrong. That Russia attacked us first. But when you do the facts and the checking and the ground breaking, you realize that what the situation is that they want to put nuclear weapons in Ukraine, which is in the old Russian territory. We know that. And they need to stop doing and invading people's countries and doing bullshit. These old farts you keep electing up in our government. Been marinating their plans for 7,500 years, probably. But at the same time, well, you know what I mean. But at the same time, that's what they did. They had to create an attack. You see? So they could justify the support of the idiot against the mighty Russia. 6 again. Now, let's get off of Russia. You see? So we cover the capital and we cover the Ukraine deal. What they did with Zelensky and use his punk ass and all this shit, exacerbated, whatever. You see what I'm saying? They had to create that. Let's go over to the Gaza Strip. The same thing. You had to create an attack on what you call a fake ass invasion country, the invasion of the land, and criminally renaming it Israel and putting a group of people there calling it the capital and making a flag and all the nonsense. You had to create an attack on them in order for them to justify the genocidal attack that they always wanted to do on the people in general that they have been doing for over 75 years. But this time around, you had to create an attack. So once an attack was created, now the people in the United States could say, yeah, Biden sent some F-14s over there, some aircraft carriers, and bombed the shit out of that little ass group of people in that little round area, that the community, and blow them to oblivion. You see? So whoever fired the rocket saying it was Hamas and all this different nonsense, it still doesn't hold water in the investigation that you had to create an attack in order to get this spark going in the direction. Same thing you did in the German war, the Vietnam War, and every fucking war that you had our country involved in. That's a fact. So think about what I said, because I'm the great Point Blank. And I'm going to say, stay tight, stay right, stay in the fight. We ain't done yet. We got to free all people on planet Earth from this genocidal behavior of these beasts. So I say, farewell. One, we will meet again.